this is a very loose format. Like
gotcha.
the best way I can spin it to people is just you're hanging out with your buddies and we just bullshit, man. This is all we do.
There's a child in my cake.
Oh, you found it. Baby, Scott got the baby. He got the baby.
Almost ate it.
It's a Louisiana Creole cake. It's Cajun king cake or something.
Okay.
It has a small plastic baby in it, and the whole cake is like 48 inches of like Danish.
And there's one baby.
And there's one tiny baby. You get the baby, you're supposed to have good luck for the rest of the year. So
there you go.
I'm not buying it.
it's only January 12th. You better buy a lottery ticket. But hey guys, what's going on here? River Sullivan coming at you right here, right now, pre-recorded for your live listening pleasure. Yet again for the grand opening of 2021, because thank God 2020 is over. For the opening of Season 4, Episode 1 of This Evening Tonight. That's right, Papa River's back. From where, you ask? Not outer space, goddamn COVID-19. And with me here, yet again, the Rona didn't get him, because it knew better than the mess. With the man, the myth, the legend, the silver fox, the sultry sippins and swillins of Cajun king cake, Scott. Hey, Scott. Welcome back.
All right.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And also, real quick, before we start getting to the breakdown of everything that has been breaking down over the last 3 weeks to a month, also joining us here on the show to share some of his traveled road stories and legends of times untold, our newest extended family member of Brothers from Other Mothers, Tyler. What's up, man?
Oh, not much, buddy. How are you?
All hanging out, enjoying the fact that my voice has returned to me, because the Rona took it. So, yes, been gone for close to a month, because old Papa COVID got Daddy River. And let me explain this to you guys now. It was not a pleasant experience.
Did you have the diarrhea like everybody else did?
Did not have the diarrhea. I lost my taste. I lost my smell. It actually came back after about a week. I was very lucky. I know people that have had that for like 3 months now. Still haven't got smell and taste back. Had a lot of sinus blockage. Still do. Not once did I have a fever. Never had a fever. Not one single day. My lungs, however, were a different story, and it's been a few weeks since I've been free and clear of this, but my lungs are very slow to recover. Prior to this, we've talked how I've been like doing the running thing. I was able to get a mile down to like 8 minutes and 30 seconds, and that was the greatest mile I've seen in like 16 years. Since I was, in shape. Tried to do it the other day, 13 and a half minutes, and then was feeling good. Another day, a couple days later, 17 minutes, even worse. Worst mile I've ever run in my life. The worst days of having the Rona felt like, the way I've been telling people is, it feels as if you were constantly just getting done running a 5K with a hangover, but you just like shoveled some snow for 2 minutes. Like, it sucked. Highly, highly unrecommended. 1 star. Out of 10, out of 5. I don't care. 1 star, do not recommend.
I would really like to give you a hard time and call you weak, but I haven't got hit with it yet, so I feel like that would be bad juju.
I have never felt anything like it.
Never.
Honestly, I've
Never.
I've never felt another sickness like this.
Like
I knew something was wrong.
on the misery scale, like compared to the regular flu, where is it at?
It varies, because when I sat still, when I woke up in the morning, I was like, I feel meh. And I wouldn't do much. I'd sit down, maybe sit on my couch, watch TV, and then be okay. And then you'd feel worse just for sitting there. Like you just start feeling shittier because you're getting sedentary. You get up and move around, walk around the house, do something light, you feel pretty good. But then the moment you exert yourself past just a gentle stroll to where I was shoveling snow or just trying to do things outside, it ruined me. And I'd have to come inside. My face would tingle. I'd get dizzy. I was told I was turning pasty white. I had pretty mild up until like a few days of that, where it was moderate and borderline severe one night, where I almost had to go, to the hospital because I couldn't seem to get my breathing under control. Exerted myself too much, almost passed out, and I would breathe in, and I was just like taking in as much air as I could. It was just like, but it was like my lungs were not accepting the air I was giving it. Like I could feel them filling up, and it just felt like it wasn't doing anything.
Did it give you the pneumonia or anything?
I don't think so. Maybe. Never really got it confirmed. But Yeah, don't recommend it. And that was the thing. I've done everything possible. We sanitized stuff. We were masking up. We even had the COVID shield and sanitized everything at the other job. But yeah, but you know what? That stuff's in the past because it's 2021 and we're going to start this year off right. Even though we've already been borderline on the Civil War, we might talk about that later. But let's talk about survival. Survive. That bread and butter staple, that delicious hipster meal that we bring to the table every single episode. That's right. We're going to talk about this week's coffee, which is the world's prestigious fine coffees. The bag's real smudged. It's a coffee and tea specialist out of Pennsylvania Avenue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They do have some kind of website, but it's real blurry, so I'll try to find it later. We are drinking their Honduras blend, and I've not had any of it yet, so let's give her a try. You had it? Yeah, Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Thin.
Undecided.
Undecided. I don't know. That might be on me. I might not use enough grounds.
It has also been sitting in my vehicle for about 2 weeks, so.
Yeah, but
so it's your fault.
It was whole bean. So it's fresh.
I don't even know where to place this one. It's definitely quality.
It's quality. I will call it a solid mid-tier. We have a whole listing of coffees that is going to go on a monitor up there behind your head here one day. I'm going to put it either up there, actually maybe right there. That would be nice.
I'm getting you a monitor.
I appreciate it.
What kind of inputs do you want?
Just anything, as long as it's got an HDMI. So
Okay.
I can run one from there to the tower in the other room.
All right.
I don't know. What do you think?
It's not the worst coffee I've ever had.
It's smooth. I'll say it's very smooth, but yet it feels thin. And again, I think that's on me for not mixing up enough.
Come on, don't you know you're supposed to chew your coffee?
Yeah. See, I did that for years after getting out of the military and was banned from my other job from using the coffee pot because I would just do it military style. You pack the filter full, the mud would come out, and then you just chew it. And whatever ooze came out of that filter into the pot, that's what you'd enjoy. And I had a guy that showed me, look here, just use this small amount here. And I'm like, that's nowhere near enough. Made a pot and went, oh, what is this? And they're like, that's what coffee's supposed to taste like. I was like, I like the taste of taste. This is wonderful, and I still get the caffeine. And off I went down this little journey. Okay, so we talked about the coffee. We talked about the Rona. So how was everybody's Christmas?
Not bad. I got an Instant Pot for Christmas.
Those things are wonderful. She has one of those, and they're great.
Got a killer Tuscan chicken recipe I got to try.
Yeah?
Yeah, bequeathed upon me.
I got some Death Wish. It's pretty good.
Got the coffee?
Yeah, seriously, that's what my better half got me.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. Of all the things that I know me and her got each other, I did a lot of stocking stuffers. I got her a book, says how to tell if your cat is planning to kill you. Because the cat.
You need that.
It's a wonderful book, and the cat on the book is identical to ours. But she got me these goose down vests, and it's like a whoopee to me. I can't put them down. I think I've worn these flannels and these vests like every one of my 2 days off. I don't know what it is. I'm just doing that. I'm a goose down man.
I can't be mad at that.
With a goose down plan. Did you miss me?
I'm uncomfortable with the level of how much I'm not uncomfortable right now. Does that make sense? Are you following that? Like, this is really not even bothering me.
Yeah,
but that bothers me.
Desensitized. That's the way we like it. So let's see. So to get into it here, so also to bring a little bit more attention here to our latest guest on the show, to give you a brief and epic backstory on Tyler. He's known in the underworld as the bane to bugs, the anarchist of arachnids, nay, a slayer of vermin. His name is Tyler, and he's already been properly introduced. And he is your pest control exterminator. Hello again, Tyler. And how'd you like that intro? Was that wonderful?
That was very wonderful.
There's going to be some great music to it as well in post. So looking forward to that. So I have a few questions. What made you want to get into pest control or pest inspection, or what's the proper nomenclature here?
Pest control.
Pest control.
Is what we do, yeah. Honestly, it was on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
I was moved out of Baltimore, moved out to West Virginia, coming up on 3 years ago already. I was doing some construction work here and there with a buddy of mine, and I had to stop at a church to pick up a checkbook that belonged to my aunt, and the lady in the office told me her husband was hiring, or his company was hiring, rather, and I was gone maybe 15 minutes, and I got a phone call from him saying, hey, come apply. And
Get
I was
yourself
like,
a job.
Okay, sounds good. Went in Monday and got a call Friday. That was the beginning of October. I started November 1st, and that's coming up on 2.5 years I've been there already. I feel like I blinked. Not exactly something it's not a dream job, but it pays the bills and supports my photography habit. So
there you go.
Right on.
There's that.
Do you enjoy the work at all, or is it ho-hum? I mean, because they say a lot of times when it blurs by, you actually subconsciously kind of do enjoy the work.
Honestly, my favorite part is just my customers. To be 100% honest with you, it just
hey, that's how we met right here, guys.
it's exactly right.
I was one of Tyler's customers, and we got to talking here. First stop you made around the house because we had to have you come out to take care of this mice problem we were having. And now there's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Cat Damon, but he definitely appreciates the support. And so, we got to talking, and you swung by yesterday, and I was like, what the hell, man? Come on the show. We always like to have good people from all over. This is the name of the game for us is all kinds of people, all walks of life. I don't give a shit how you stand politically, as long as you're a solid human,
right?
Solid biped, and you got some good stuff to bring to the table, some stories, and that's why we're all here.
I mean, you meet people from every walk of life. You could be down on your luck, or you could be, one of the filthy rich. And I talked to everybody. I was always raised to, you treat everybody.
Golden rule right there.
Yeah,
how they want to be treated.
Yeah,
I got
you. You got it.
Indeed. So, been doing this 2.5 years. What's the strangest call you've ever been out on? Has anybody ever asked you that before? I feel like that would be like, if I were having a beer with you, that would definitely be one of the first questions, even off this show.
I've not gotten strangest. I've gotten like dirtiest and things of that nature.
I mean, I guess that could be all encompassing, but
yeah, sure. We had a house, and it had been hit by a fire, or not hit by a fire, but it had caught on fire, and the fire department left the roof open. They didn't do anything, and it was probably the worst environment I've ever walked into, and I have been some places. And it just, you walked in, you didn't really notice it first, you're just kind of walking around, well, then you start seeing rats scatter.
Oh.
And this is in the middle of a town, and you walk through some more, well, then there's ceiling missing, and then you start feeling bites, and there's fleas everywhere that you weren't warned about, and roaches, and it was absolutely...
So this was not just, rats, fleas, roaches. This is one home?
One home. After the fire department, dumped all their water, and they left everything open. There was windows busted
out. All
out.
That moisture and the soggy, structural wood soaking up everything.
Yep.
Probably
Insulation
black
hanging.
mold in there too.
I'd be willing to bet, probably after everything was said and done. That was probably the worst that I've walked into. I called my inspector. I said, "Don't you ever do that to me again, dear God! Don't you do that to me again."
Have you ever been into any sketch houses? Like you walk in, you're like, y'all don't know why you got bugs, really?
More often than not, the running joke is, when people say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my house is such a mess," I will turn and say, "Don't worry, I treat the entirety of Preston County. It can't be half as bad as what I've seen."
So where does Casa de Sully fall in? I mean, I know that we're not the cleanest because dog hair.
I mean,
try.
I'm a pet guy, and I like my animals. So, I mean, mice happen. You're in the woods. It's just kind of a thing.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna put this on Yelp for your company if you say the house is a mess.
No, it's a crap hole now.
Thanks for coming out, Tyler. Son of a bitch, I'm gonna get it now.
No, you're good, man. This isn't half as bad. Some of the stuff I've walked into.
Look, I just did a review actually for our HVAC company. It's not my HVAC company. It was the HVAC company we had that came out to redo our furnace. Our furnace is the original one from this place, was put up like 25 years ago.
Back in 1942.
Back in 97. Which they're like, "Oh man, that's like 25, 26 years old." And I'm going, I was still alive in 97. Like, that's a bad feeling knowing about getting older, where you go, "No, I remember that year." Like, I'm looking at you, Scott. How old were you in 97?
Old enough to remember it.
Are you sure? Because you didn't seem too sure.
I was just thinking of the appropriate way to respond without dating myself. But like, it is kind of odd, like to go back and watch like footage from the 80s or 90s that you remember when it was new, and now it just looks so old. You're like, well, if that's old, I must be old.
Wait, I saw that live.
Yeah, right.
I remember that.
I remember that President Reagan speech.
So
I don't want to make you feel bad, so I'm not going to tell you how old I was in 97.
All right, appreciate it.
that also reminds me here, Tyler, I do need to provide a review for you guys' service. And just to give you a little taste, I'm going to read you the review I did for Appalachian Air, LLC, HVAC company. And it's also listed under, my name is River Sullivan. I put some thought into this. It says, what can I say about Appalachian Air that hasn't been said by so many other great things out there? The wheel, the light bulb, HVAC service and repair. These things have been around for hundreds of years. But when Appalachian Air came along, they really changed up the game for me a bit. To start, they were extremely punctual. Showed up, gave me that nod that said, I'm about to completely engulf your house in comfort. And went straight to work. This team operates with an HVAC efficiency equivalent to that of SEAL Team 6. I witnessed what would be described as a group of trained operators executing a lightning-fast removal of a 25-year-old furnace with the speed, strength, agility, and vigor of those guys you see hurling pianos into the window of a 5th-story building on those strongman competitions. Full air conditioner and furnace replace? No problem. Just stay clear of their way and let the guys solve whatever HVAC issue you got while you sit relaxed like a Roman dictator. Person fanning you with a leaf optional. The prices were the best I've seen in a long time, and believe me, I've seen some prices. Overall, I recommend this company for all your HVAC needs. I ran that past the old lady. Said, it sounds like you were paid to do that. And I said, I mean, I have been paid to do commercial stuff, but not for them. That was my honest-to-God review that I left. It is available on Google right now.
That is awesome.
Type in Appalachian Air, LLC, or Appalachian Air HVAC. It's the top review right now on Google.
This is awesome.
What happens when you give me too much time on my hands. So, doing the pest control stuff, you've obviously seen some nasty stuff. There's the good, the bad, the ugly, but at the end of the day, what can any other working stiff like us ask for is get that paycheck.
Like I said, man, it supports my pays my bills and supports my photography habits.
Supports the photography habits. Right there is another little thing I'd like to talk about, and that is the side hustle. We've talked about the side hustle before. The struggle to achieve and break free of those earthly chains that are your 9-to-5 regular job, and that hope that one day that glimmer, that speck, that thing that we can do in our off time becomes our full time, because your passion and progress, the thing that you love to do most, that which they say, do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So what is it? Because when I first met you, we were both talking about podcasting. You and your buddy were wanting to get in on one, and I remember I was giving you some pointers and tips and tricks on it and stuff like that. What made you want to make the crossover in like videography and photography?
Well, photography's been a strong passion of mine for a very long time. Not gonna lie, when we were doing that, it was kind of just trying to figure out how to break the mold. We wanted to get out of the rat race, and we were trying to find a direction to do that. Yeah. And I don't think either of us were responsible enough or had the time, because he is in Baltimore, and it's kind of hard to try to figure out.
For podcasting?
Yeah.
Me and Scott have talked about that. It is. It can be very time consuming, but after now doing this for a solid year, actually tomorrow, or actually the day that this airs, is the 1-year anniversary of This Evening Tonight.
I was going to say, I remember when I first started coming out here, you had just started debuting everything.
Yeah. And let's see. So after about a year, I've gotten pretty good at it, to where it used to take me 6 hours to edit a 1-hour episode, because I was still figuring shit out and had to source music and everything and the effect. But now I can get it done in like 3.
Nice.
Sometimes 2. If it's a shorter episode and we're on a roll and there's not a lot of fat for me to cut out of the episode, runs really great.
That's awesome. Now, but we were going that route, and then I bought a new camera, and it shoots 4K, and it's beautiful.
I have a 4K camera as well. It's known as the Galaxy S9, and I have the phone case for it with the little stand. And I used it to film some B-roll footage.
Hey, remember what I said yesterday? The best camera you have is the one you have on you. So
yeah. Well, the current one that I have now is actually a step back. I was showing him. I got that Galaxy Z Flip. Yeah, you saw it. Yeah. Camera's kind of a step back. It's nowhere near as high quality as the S9 was. Like the S9 was like a true 4K. This is like 1080p, like 1080p. Yeah.
Well, I got the Note 20, and they claim it can shoot 4K. I don't know what 4K would really look like, because I don't think there's anything. I I say 4K, 8K. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
8K.
8K.
Yeah. There's
8K.
like 5 8K TVs out there, and they're only like, $55,000 a piece. Of course, the first 4K was $35,000 when they first came out, and you can get them on sale on Black Friday now for like under $2,000 for like a big,
like actual
55-inch
4K
monster. So, what kind of photography and videography do you like to shoot? Nature footage, or
So I kind of dabble in a lot of everything.
Okay.
If I ever get the opportunity to do something, I don't want to have to tell somebody no because I don't know how to do it. So like this year alone, we started back in January. My buddy and I in Baltimore, he still lived out here. We'd go out, shoot whatever we saw. We'd just go and find something to do because sometimes there's not a lot to do here, and if we can go, enjoy ourselves and just the company alone, and then get the cool pictures and see how that. We did a lot of time up in Pittsburgh. We'd drive up and go get the city. We went over to Pitt's campus, got to see all that and got some pictures over there, and then.
See, that's the thing I respect about people that pursue photography. My lady, she's an amazing photographer as well. Like I showed you some of even the Photoshop stuff she does. But she did headshot photos for me when I was setting up a profile for my commercial voiceover account. Well, because they all, for whatever reason, even though you're doing voice stuff, they want a picture of your face.
What does this weird guy look like?
Yeah. Ooh, what does that silky, sultry, smooth voice look like? I want to put a ugly face to this satin.
A voice made for radio.
Vocal sex going on here. But
Where's your head at today, man?
I don't know. Look, man, the Rona. I don't know. The Rona got me down.
He's got the brain fog.
He's got the
I
dream
do have a
bramage.
oh man, the dream bramage. Where's my ginkgo? I need my ginkgo. It needs to lift this fog. I know what it is. I know what's wrong with my head. I went to Bob Evans today. I followed Jim Justice's advice. We went to Bob Evans.
Got hit with that tsunami of pancakes.
I did. We did. I got those cinnamon pancakes, the ones with the crispy, like brown sugars. I hadn't been there since I was a kid, and I looked at her and I was like, "It's exactly how I remembered it." Like
Down on the farm.
I thought we were going. I thought there was a Cracker Barrel here, and I just looked at her and said, "Jim Justice works in mysterious ways. If you listen real carefully, you can hear his crocs creaking through the woods." So, look, I haven't been out because of the quarantine and everything. I treated this brunch that we went to at Bob Evans like when I went to the beach. Like it was like a tourist thing. I went there and I was like looking around because I got that general store. I got a mug, which I'm using right now. I got a beanie that says Bob Evans on it. And we got 2 bumper stickers. One of them's on the front of the monitor. See if you can find it.
I love you like biscuits and gravy.
I was going to put that on the back of her car and not tell her, but then I was like, how's that to somebody driving behind you? And then they read it. I love you like biscuits and gravy. What the? And they pass you and you go, I love you too.
Does the other one say honk if you love biscuits and gravy?
I don't know. But like we walked out of there, she bought T-shirts. I was like, I got these mugs and stickers, guys. Like this Bob Evans has literally been around here since like when I was born. And it's literally like a half hour, 15, 20 minutes for me.
But today was an event.
It was.
It was like going to Myrtle Beach as a child.
It was like when we went on a beach trip last summer here. We went to Virginia Beach or Sandbridge Beach. Like everywhere we went, T-shirt, mug, and food. Like that's the adult version of getting your toys at the souvenir shop. That's what we did, and I did that in my own close by town. Just adulting. It's wonderful. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm extremely proud of this mug. I love it. I just love the white exterior with the red interior because red is my favorite color.
It's a very sharp looking mug.
It is. I do enjoy it. So anyway, photography. Sorry.
No, you're good.
This is the beauty of the show. The random segues, the timestamps are going to be fantastic on this.
No, and then later on this year, I ended up, I was back and forth all year, had some money put away, and I finally bought a DJI drone. And it is incredible. And some of the stuff I've been able to get with it, it's awesome. So got some videos of, Morgantown and Pittsburgh, and I did one of Westover because, that's where I live, and I wanted to see what I could do, and it turned out pretty cool.
You're right next to Bob Evans.
I am, and if I go up to the, the FAA-approved 400 feet, no higher, I can turn my drone around and I can see 79. I can see them all.
So you can go to the top of that Westover mountain, and it's 400 feet from the base of that, though, right?
Yeah.
So it's not 400 feet from sea level. You know, I'm like, that's impossible.
Yeah, it's above 400 feet AGL, which is above ground level. So anywhere I am. So if I was on the top of a mountain, it also does tell you to watch out because, you know, if you fly over a valley, you're higher than 400 feet, but it's 400 feet from that launch point. But not even on the Westover Mountain, just from down by the river, like I'm almost Granville.
Okay.
And it's 400 feet up. You turn it the right way, and you're looking.
400 feet, yeah, that's thinking about 400 feet. That is kind of high.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, though. But that's been really cool. And like I said, I got my 4K camera. I got to do a music video this past weekend. So
yeah, that's right. You told me about that. Who did you do the music video for?
It is It is a pop punk band out of Baltimore called Crosswinds. They just hit Alt Nation's list of the 50 pop punk bands, or one from every state that are up and coming that you need to check out.
I'll pull them up right now in the old Google box.
Oh, also they just dropped a new track called "You Remember." It came out December 8th. Check it out; they're awesome.
There we go. I pulled them up. You Remember? Is that a good song?
That is their newest one. It's pretty cool. Talking about seasonal depression and things like that.
Okay, yeah. Don't care. But I found their YouTube channel.
Oh, there we go.
2.7K subscribers.
Okay. Almost 3,000.
So what songs are we looking at here? There is a lot. Albums and singles. Wolf, Crosswinds, Distance, Homestead.
I still think Distance might be my favorite one. 19th, actually that's a lie. 19th and Reed is my favorite one that they have out right now.
I see it right here. Well, this isn't them, but this is an ad. And here we go. Feels like the opening to like a early 2000s movie. I'm skateboarding into a high school right now. I see that, that arm, the camera up on the big boom arm.
Yes.
And they're like,
yes.
Stock footage, going through lockers. God, walk by with spiky blue hair. I like it. This is taking me back.
This is road trip music.
Yeah.
90s road trip.
Oh, man. I'm not mad at this.
Nah, it's all good, man. All their stuff is good.
This is...
And I might be partial because they're friends, but, I mean, I've been following them since January of 18, their very first concert. I was going through my computer dump the other day, and I found the pictures from their very first show. I was like, oh, these are awesome. I looked at them, they were shit. But...
And I mean, just going at this from an audiophile perspective, I mean, the mix is solid. Mm-hmm. They mix this themselves, or they got their own guy?
Yeah, they had a guy that did this one. I cannot remember what his name is either. Their new song, You Remember, they did completely DIY. They did it all themselves because kind of hard to get out into a studio with, Rona.
I need to get a digital copy of this so I can play it through the, while we're talking about this right here.
I have it. I have an email of it.
Amen.
With the Dropbox.
I'm not upset at it.
I'm not, yeah.
I like
that was actually really good.
Yeah.
So are they labeled yet, or they sign with anybody?
They have not.
They're still freelance, huh?
They are still freelance.
Now, do you know if they, because we've had other actual, God, I'd love to have these guys on the show. But
we can see we can make that happen.
Okay, I'm going to need some more chairs. I can rock up to one more additional microphone. Maybe bring out old reliable here for the omnidirectional.
Hey, I have one of those.
This is what I got my start on right here.
No
Not for
joke.
podcasting, but it's my little trophy right there. But my first musical guest was Chris Rabideau from The Breathing Process.
Now, I'm not real hip to the audio engineering terms, but it was a it had a really good depth of sound.
It was
like
warm.
layered.
It had a warm tone to it.
Yeah.
It had an edge to it.
Yeah.
Because it's the how to put this, the guitar, the lead guitar in there, the rhythm guitar still had that bite to it that an electric should have, but it kept the drums warm and the bass tones warm. It felt all encompassing. It didn't feel garage mixed. It didn't feel even even if this guy mixed it in his own, house or whatever. I mean, that had a solid quality to it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. And I wanted to get the rest of the band, but we got some spacing issues here we got to figure out eventually. But
I'll just knock out the wall. Tell her she's got to keep moving
Yeah,
that way.
no. we actually are getting there's like a 6-foot wide steel prep table that's going where our dog, God, did I have a stroke? Blah, 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 blah.
Where you at?
Fuck
What
you,
year
Brian.
is it?
It's December 41st, 2020, because it's never ended.
That is not the direction I thought that song was going to go in.
No.
Not upset at it, but
No, like I said, it's not my. I told Chris, I said it's not my cup of tea, but I truly like to listen to all of it. There's a time and a place where I feel like I want to listen to stuff like that.
that place is 2020.
Have you ever heard of the Who? Like HU?
No.
Yes.
That
Wolf
song,
Totem.
Wolf Totem. These guys, it's a Mongolian like death metal band,
Huh.
and they had the guy from Papa Roach do a song with them called Wolf Totem, where he pretty much translated the song, but it went perfect with them singing it. And I heard that song, even though it's Mongolian, like I felt like I was a Viking in my longhouse prepping for war. In reality, I'm driving to the optometrist, getting my eye exam done for some new glasses in my little 4-banger Jeep.
I did get to chew my coffee. Oh. Uh-oh.
You went down the wrong tube.
And you were giving me crap for eating cake.
I'm sorry. All right, we're good. Go. I told you this is the atmosphere. It's just
I'm with it.
the fuck ever, you know.
I'm with it now. Okay, so that show I was telling you about, it's I guess it's a band. It's Bury Your Memories. It's their benefit show. Full band live streaming set, charity event. Hope to raise more money than last year. So that is what they're saying about that. It's January 31st, 6 p.m. on YouTube.
Nice. There's been a lot of guys, a lot of bands live streaming on YouTube lately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but YouTube likes to notify me every time Gangsta Grass is streaming. I don't know if you ever heard them.
Yes.
I can't say that
I fully enjoy Gangsta Grass. They combine bluegrass, like the banjo and whatnot,
Right.
the melodies, with hip hop tone and rap. There's singing in it and everything, and it's nowhere near as cheesy as you'd think it is. It has like this dirty South Delta blues meets bluegrass meets like I'm talking like circa 1990s rap. You know, still tells that story, but still has that new age spin to it to modern day rap.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to check that out. I have spent a lot of time in the truck driving.
You Can Never Go Home Again by Gangsta Grass is the best one to start off on.
Okay.
It was weird. It was about like a guy that was in prison that he either gets killed or dies or whatever, and it was like the other half of the song was a guy singing was like the prison guard, and the guy that would rap was pretty much like the con. I was like, it's an interesting spin, and like once I pretty much interpreted it that way, I don't know if it was meant that way, but that's how I interpreted it. I was like, this is really good. Like it's deep, but
Pistol Pack and Papa.
that's a good one too. So to get back though to the photographies.
Oh, I feel like that was an eternity
I
ago.
know. We've already been doing this for 43 minutes.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Killing it today.
Been gone for a fortnight. I'm happy to be talking again.
What do you think is the subject of like, or what was your best picture, like most memorable picture that you've taken?
This year, honestly,
Other
than those.
Yeah, other than that.
We call them Richard portraits here, sir.
So I got to go to the Grand Canyon this year.
Okay.
And I have a panorama that I took. I went out to the overlook, and it's 15 pictures across. It's this massive picture. And it, as amazing as the picture is, it does not do it justice at all. But it is by far my favorite, the best picture not to toot my horn, the best picture I've ever taken. Just to be there and to experience it. Mm-hmm. I've never felt so small in my life. And to be able to even just capture a minute portion of it it was incredible.
So let me ask you this. Well, to start, what was your first camera you got started on? Like, what camera did you pick up? Like the first one that you went, you know what? I want to do something with this.
So I was combing Craigslist, and I was looking and looking and looking because it was something that I wanted to do, something different. I didn't really have a whole lot of friends that did it, and I found a Nikon D70 on Craigslist for like $350. It came with a crappy kit lens, and the guy was like, I'm going to tell you right now, you're paying this much for it because of this lens right here. It's just a basic prime lens. It's simple as can be, you know, no zoom, just a 35 millimeter lens, and that was in 2012, 2013, and I still have that lens to this day, and it's still my very favorite lens.
Is it like still like the best one, or is it just nostalgic?
No, it's nostalgic.
You hold those memories, yeah.
Yes.
And it's like with that stupid, like this little Blue Yeti snowball. Like,
yep.
I hold this thing, I keep it on this little stand and let it sit. It usually sits in that cabinet, but...
Yep. Well, like I've got friends that I shot with that lens, and that, you know, I did their maternity pictures, I did their newborn stuff way back when, and like I see their kids now, they're 5 years old. I'm like, holy shit, where'd the time go? And it's just to have that, and you know, I've gotten stuff now. I just got a new lens for Christmas from my uncle that he's, you know, I'm gonna challenge you. He got me no autofocus and nothing. I got to do everything myself, and like I like challenges, and like I said, I know I want to be able. I don't ever want to have a time come where somebody's like, hey, can you do this, and me say no.
See, I did the little photojournalism class when I was in high school, but I saved up all this money from cutting grass, and I had it was like Ricoh, I want to say it was.
Yes.
Was the brand, and it was completely manual focus,
nice.
manual zoom, and that was the hardest part for me, was to figure out was that little aperture, the circle. That has to be sharp but kind of skewed, almost fragmented, and the rest has to be blurry to get that right photo.
Oh, they have a killer street photography camera now. It basically looks like one of your disposable cameras. It's about yay big.
Yeah.
And it's incredible, but.
Well, that camera broke, and it was my fault because I got a tripod for it, and I was super excited. But the release was spring-loaded, and the camera was on it.
No.
And I hit the button, and it jumped off there and went, because it was sitting up about 4 or 5 feet, and landed lens first on a stone floor and just snapped it.
I might have cried.
That I did. I think I was like 17 or 18. It broke my heart, broke my soul.
Yeah.
And I never messed with photography ever again. I always wanted to get back into it, but... I mean, we got too many things going on now.
Right, that's fair enough.
But I'll never forget that camera because, like, it cost me like $280 back then, and I paid for it cash.
Nice.
Because that was me cutting grass for $20 a pop all summer to get that scratch to get that.
Yeah. No, I can't tell you. I've got that one. I don't have that one. I ended up selling that one. I kept the good lens and sold the kit lens and that, and then ended up, I think, either later that year or it was the year, I think it might have been the year after, I got a D30-100 from my mom for Christmas, and that is what I used for like 7 years. I still have that. That's my baby. That's my very first camera. My dad tried to buy it from me. I told him to pound sand. That is my baby. I will not get rid of that camera. And then I got...
You have a portfolio that I could access online, dude. Do you do weddings?
I do weddings.
What would you... We might have to talk.
Here we go.
Because the River's getting married in 2022, and I don't know if we've sourced a photographer yet.
Well, now you have.
If anything, we might be like, hey, man, bring the drone. Because we're doing our wedding over at the White Barn in Oakland, Maryland.
I know that place.
And wow, we took the tour of that. That place is beautiful.
I have not been in there. I treat the wedding venue across the street from it.
Okay. Well, I went to their website, and the website doesn't do it justice because they've added like 2 giant buildings. They've covered up the complete back to make this outdoor covered patio. And it's like you could fit like a football stadium in there. Like, it's massive.
Oh, that's really cool.
And it was the lady gave us a tour that owns the place. It was her and her husband, and it's a running, working farm.
No joke.
Like, they run the farm and they do the venues, but the whole front was done in pavers. Like, beautiful, smooth, rectangular, like 7-8 inch pavers in this herringbone pattern. And it was perfect. I was like, wow, who'd you get to do that? She's like, me and my husband. I'm like,
that's incredible.
I was like, how many? She's like, oh, it's like 7,000 pavers. She said, if he ever says the paver word to me again, I told him I'd divorce him. Because I mean, it was immaculate. I've never seen such craftsmanship, like stonework like that, done by 2 people by hand. She said it took him 8 months just to get the leveling right before they laid one paver. Took him 8 months out of a year.
I know. Imagine all the time it rained and everything else.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was perfect.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we might have to talk offline about that.
We can do that. That's not a problem.
She'd be the one to ask though. She's running the show.
Hey, she's a photographer. Just set up the cameras with self-timers. You got it.
I told her, I was like, screw it. We'll just get, just selfies. Like, we just all wear GoPros and just, screen cap everything that we like. Yep,
absolutely. Have you seen the video with the guy that they put the GoPro on the bottle of Fireball and sent it around at a wedding? Have you seen that video? That's a good one.
I was like, that sounds amazing.
That's a good one. But no, So I just got my website back up and running last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's maverickmediawv.com.
So, guys, we will include a link in the description below here for Tyler's photography, videography business / portfolio / enterprise.
Enterprise. No, Instagram is definitely the best place to go. It's 401 pictures, and it's got everything from my landscape stuff to couples to my band work that I've done, all kinds of good stuff on there.
Okay.
And even just...
Said, might also have to talk to you offline about the commercial thing that I'm trying to do here for Duke Cannon.
Yeah.
Who's also like a soon-to-be full-on sponsor here. Need to send them another email about that because they said they'd talk here with us at the beginning, first month of this year, and we're in it now. So,
and we can break out the brand new 4K camera.
Yes. But also, real quick, I know, guys, we're so far into the show, and you think we forgot because we probably did.
I was wondering.
But let's pull the truck over here and take a quick trip off the exit into Duke Cannon country to talk about this week's Duke Cannon product. And that is the standard issue face wash energizing cleanser with menthol, eucalyptus, and vitamin C to fight your fatigue and scurvy. From the Duke Cannon Supply Company. It's a daily face wash. Just picked it up today. Didn't have to order it because the CVS down there in town actually carries some of their products.
Mm-hmm. So does Target.
So it says here, Duke Cannon knows the importance of looking like you give a damn without making a big deal about it. This energizing cleanser is built to ward off the effects of daily grind. Said that wrong. This energizing cleanser is built to ward off the effects of the daily grind, leaving your complexion clear, hydrated, and scurvy-free. So, has natural derived fragrances. Has natural derived. Damn you, Jim Justice and Bob Evans. So Duke Cannon, I don't know if you ever heard of their products or not there, Tyler.
From you?
Yeah, for me. Yeah, I mean, other than that.
No.
Prior than our discussion. But yeah. They support a bunch of different veterans causes. Everything's veteran-based. They go to active duty personnel, deployed personnel, and say, what do you want? What do you need? They actually have a body wash thing that comes in a tube like this. It's called the Cold Shower.
I saw it.
And it's apparently such a high concentrate of like a menthol and eucalyptus blend to refresh and cleanse your body. All the reviews I said, or all the reviews that I've read say, hey, be careful around your booty hole because it's going to be careful. It's going to smell like your booty hole smoked a Newport. Like, ooh, zesty. Kind of want to try it.
I'm intrigued.
Hey, it could be a hot summer. Who wants the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi in your booty hole? It's a Baja Blast down there. Yeah, guys, we'll include a link to the description below. Also, feel free to check out our Facebook page where we will include a 10% off coupon that'll be good for 1 week only because we are still brand ambassadors through the Duke himself. So what else we got? Pretty positive, upbeat episode. We didn't go down any dark, depressing rabbit holes.
No, I like it. I mean, we bounced around a little bit, but I think we kind of kept it together for the most part.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a good tangent.
Yeah.
That's what we're known for. That's our thing.
So let me see. Because we still got to do something here. So now we're pulling out of Duke Cannon country and back on over here to Tyler for his center of attention here. I know, don't fucking judge me. So you've been doing it for 12, 13 years? The photographies?
About 7 or 8, I think.
7 or 8?
Yeah.
My math is terrible.
It's okay.
So what would you say to like a young you? Like if you saw you 7 or 8 years ago thinking about getting into photography, what tips would you want to give a young you or an aspiring photographer?
It's not as bad. The pictures are not as bad as you think they are. Stop comparing yourself to everybody else, and everybody's got to start somewhere because I'm still fighting with it myself.
Preach on. I'll
see my stuff. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then I'll look at somebody else's picture. I'm like, oh, well, that was shit. And it's really not. It's really not. I mean, I love I love getting out to go and do the things that I get to do.
Yeah.
It's afforded me an opportunity that not a lot of people get and to see a lot of things that people haven't gotten to see.
I can totally appreciate that and empathize with it because I do the same thing on my audio. Because anytime I edit, whether it's this show or it's a contract, that I go, I'm not done until it's the best that I've ever done. Every episode, every contract I've done is the best at that point in time in my life that I've ever done.
And then sometimes you just have to step back and realize that this is as best as it's going to be. The more you mess with it, it's going to, ground meat by the time you're setting down with it.
I have gotten in near to where you go, okay, that's too much or this, but every time that you go back and go, shit, I should have done this. I could have done that better. I should have done this.
Yeah.
But that's the thing I love about these passions, is that we're constantly evolving with them, and we're always hypercritical of ourselves over it, and you just got to go to the point to where you're not beating yourself up too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a nice little book about that for Christmas. Trying to basically almost, get it together thing, but just like almost a life coaching book with that kind of stuff. And it's started reading it. It's doing well. It's sitting well.
What would you say then, Tyler? What would you say that photography and your video stuff? What would you say that it's taught you about yourself?
That's a tough one. Honestly, it's given me an outlet to express myself. That, I've done theater, I've done all kinds of cool stuff, but this has by far been my thing. This is my niche, and I've photographed protests, I've photographed all kinds of stuff, and to be able to see the raw emotion of it all and be able to process it, it's absolutely insane. And until you see some of the stuff I've gotten to see, it's just like, oh, well, that's cool. It's another news article.
So what would you say then is like your favorite subset of subjects to photographer?
To photograph?
To photograph.
So I'm
off today.
It's all good. Now, photojournalism has been see, look,
it's contagious. It's contagious. Let me put the shield up.
No, just people in general, and see the raw emotion of it. So photojournalism I guess is what you would categorize it as. But even just going out on the street or street photography with my camera and just...
You're talking about capturing people in those pivotal moments of history.
Yes.
Not still life, not nature, not abstract scenery. You're talking the raw, the developing, the now. Yeah. That has the most to do with our culture.
Yeah. It's been an incredible...
My hat's off to you. So you've gone inside of protests and...
Yeah. I was in Kingwood for the one that just happened back in August.
I saw some of the photographs of that. We had like 3 SS guys there. I was like, oh, look at those guys.
There is a picture that I have of a guy that I didn't see it until after I was going through. He's walking up the street, and I had my camera pointed at him, and he's literally just... And it just flipping me the bird, and I'm just like, oh, I didn't even see that happen, because you're so engrossed in everything and hearing everything around you. It's so intense, and like I said, unless you're there, you don't know. I got banned from Facebook groups for posting pictures from it. I got banned from all kinds of places.
Why would somebody ban you for posting a photo?
They got angry because they said I was being political, and literally I just post my photos because I see this is going to be West Virginia history one day. It was in, it's Preston County. It's stuff that needs to be seen to people know that what's out there.
Photographers like you are what I would call like the modern day scribe. How the scribes back in medieval times and Rome and all that, they etched it down, whether it be on a piece of parchment or on a stone tablet. They didn't have cameras back then,
Nope.
And cameras in their first development, you had to hold really still for a very long
time.
Very,
very long time.
So once action footage started really happening, and I would say, that was what, World War II, right around? Mm-hmm. There wasn't really a hell of a lot of footage in World War I, but there was some.
You had the Super 8 cameras and stuff.
Yeah, even the Civil War had some. There was some photography out there, but now to just actively snapshot every single moment.
Yeah, that one was wild though, because the guy that organized everything posted something on Facebook about it, put his phone number on there, and I called him and was like, hey man, I'm a local photographer. I want to be able to come capture this. Do you mind if I come up? He goes, no man, bring all the cameras. So me and a good friend of mine went up, stopped at Walmart, made sure we had our memory cards, our batteries, and we got up there. I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't, I'd seen some of the nasty comments. I was like, all right, this is not cool. And, I grew up in Baltimore. I don't take kindly to nastiness. And, I don't know. We don't want to get political. I don't very much care for racist people and some of the things
if you've ever listened to this show at all, you know that we are, if you're going to talk politics or a side, the other person is going to automatically be devil's advocate and take the other side because both sides suck. Yeah. No, it's just... This hate and vitriol that's been going around in this country has been a poison for I don't know how long. I'm not even going to go down that because that's a whole other rant I don't want to go on.
It made my heart hurt. And to be able to capture that and see, I've never seen so many guns in one place other than a sporting goods store. Yeah. It was intense. And by the time all that was said and done, I shared it on my Facebook page and a couple groups. By the time it was all said and done, it had been shared 800 or 900 times and been seen by 55,000 people.
Woo! Damn.
I think it was like 300 and some odd pictures. I just took it and I literally, some people are like, well, I don't understand what this, or I don't understand that. I'm like, it's literally a narrative. This is where I started. You can literally follow the story through these pictures.
Yeah.
Beginning to end.
But people don't understand that.
No.
People only see what they want to see.
Yep. Well, there was one.
We have selective hearing, and now it seems in the last few years, people have developed what I call selective sight.
Yeah, no joke. There was one, it was somebody, they had their hand on this guy's chest, and she's praying over him.
Mm-hmm.
It was Delegate Danielle Walker from Morgantown. She was up there.
Okay.
And she's talking to him, trying to have a civil conversation. Somebody went on the post and commented, oh, look at her bullying this old guy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you weren't even there. Were you there? No. Okay. Have a nice day. It's got to the point where, like, I didn't want my normal life to be affected by it. Like, I scrubbed my whole Facebook.
Yeah.
The only thing that's on there is a picture of me in my mask. It's all private. If you want to see any of my stuff, you go to the Maverick page, and that's where you find everything out.
Yeah, for our Facebook, everything there is pretty ratcheted down. Like, even like my personal one, though, I have it pretty wide open. But here's my thing is I've scrubbed everything out of there that anybody can misconstrue or anything like that. Because I made a point, and I told Scott about it, I think it was probably a couple of years ago, where I said, I'm tired of all this negativity that I see.
Yeah.
Everybody is addicted to outrage. Everybody's addicted to this just hate across the board.
And being polarized by everything that they see.
Polarization, like this whole divide, to where I said, I told my soon-to-be wife over there that anything that I post on there, if I do a video or a picture or something, it's going to be something positive, whether it be funny or uplifting, whatever. Because there's plenty of people using Facebook and other forms of social media as their internet soapbox to stand on and scream on top of the mountains all their hate and discontent. Well, that's great. You and millions of other people are feeling that way.
Well, the best thing I think they could have done is put that unfollow button on there. So they can still be friends with you. I just don't want to see your shit.
I've done that to a few people. Like, hey, I like you. I don't need your negativity right now.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Well, I'll have a beer with you, but let's not talk about that.
No, 100%.
Because we are still striving. Me and Scott, I know it's not crime fighters, but we're out there fighting for the right of people to just agree to disagree. Because that seems to have fallen to the wayside. The guys where we can go, I agree with you, or I don't agree with you, but you know what?
Let's just go have a beer.
I'm not going to change your mind about that.
I feel like we're trying to pursue the cause of meaningful interaction with people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
knowing that it's more than just politically skin deep.
Right, and that's a lot of our problem, I feel, is labels are becoming an issue. We all like to be part of something or have things be part of us, for lack of a better term. But like, that's dangerous when you start labeling people.
And then it starts getting compartmentalized, and it's just this person checks all these boxes. This is their label. This is theirs. This is what they are, and it's
because when you put somebody in that category of the other, whatever that may be, whatever political persuasion or whatever ideology, you marginalize them as human beings. You don't have to agree with someone to what's the word? Empathize with them?
You don't have to sympathize, but you should empathize.
Exactly. And that's where I think, like, journalism, like what you're doing, is very important these days. Because I don't have any facts to back this up, pure speculation. I feel that we live in a day and age where media of all stripes can be very biased.
Yes.
So, like, it's
Vic.
I feel like we need to get as much information as possible, whether it's photojournalism, investigative journalism.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like all these people commenting. I literally would stop and be like, hey, did you ask any questions? Were you there? No? Okay. Ask a source. Ask somebody that was there and saw it. And, don't just jump to conclusions.
I'd love to see somebody with that that goes, source, be like, yeah, me, I took the photos.
Right.
I was there.
Right. No, it was definitely an experience. And like, I've gone to a couple rallies here and there, and I went down to DC for one, and it's just been an eye-opening experience. Mm-hmm. And you don't realize how big this world is. And, the one I went to in DC, there was 150,000 people or more there. And it was insane. I've never seen anything like it. And even living in Baltimore, like,
I knew some guys who went down to that first thing in D.C., and they said it was like a war zone.
Oh, yeah.
For 3 days.
I believe it. Well, we got out of there in the nick of time. We got, like, right as it started getting dark, I told my buddies, all right, we got to go. Because what? I'm like, we have to go. Because we were walking around and taking pictures. We were following one protest, and we bumped over to the other one. We're following that one. Well, then the cops started trying to corral them in. I was like, it's time to get the fuck out of here before something happens.
It's about to get spicy.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm out. So, we took off, and as we were leaving the city, they started shutting off every entrance into the city. And you couldn't get back in, and somebody got stabbed that night, and it's just, no thanks, I'm cool. So, like, there's I've learned when to get the hell out, when, if it's a good idea to go.
Situational awareness is always key.
Yes. I always know a way out.
To rely on.
Yes.
So, speaking of situational awareness, our situation, guys, it looks like we are all out of time. We're well over an hour. Yeah, I know.
It's okay. I'll just have to come back then.
I know. Hey, I'd love to have you back. Also, bring the band.
Yeah, no, I'll get a hold of them. As I texted him when I said something about 19 he goes, dude. I was like, yes, I got you, fam. No, I'll get in touch with them and see, because they need to make a road trip out here anyhow. So.
Hell yeah. So, guys, the thing to remember, as we've opened up season 4, the same way that we seem to have opened 2021, this year, much like this show, is what we make it. Do not let us live another 2020. Don't follow the news about it. It's all up to you as the individual as to what year you make. Be the change that you all want to make and that you all want to see in the world. This year is only as good as we decide to make it. But all right, guys, just to close out, though, don't forget to check out all the other different ways here you can listen. Amazon, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, Stitcher, Spotify, Sounder, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and the good old-fashioned YouTube if you want to watch the crackling BS fireplace in the background with a special appearance by none other than Cat Daniel. Don't forget to check out our merchandising store at shop.spreadshirt.com/TET Show, TETSHOW. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. And until we see you here, guys, next time, peace out.
I said